Hello and welcome to Maths with Jacob. This lesson will focus on percentage of a quantity. This video will show how to find the percentage of a given quantity. The following rules are a great guide. Number 1. Change the percentage to a fraction in simplest form. Number 2. Change the word of to a multiplication sign. Number 3. Carry out the calculation. Let's see how to apply these rules in the following examples. So number 1, 30% of 40. So the first rule was to change the percentage to a fraction in simplest form. We know from previous lessons that 30% is 30 over 100. Divide top and bottom by 10. That gives us 3 over 10. So the calculation becomes 3 over 10 times, because that's the second rule, the word of is changed to multiplication, and then we do the multiplication 40 over 1, because we started with 40, and you remember in previous videos we said if you want this to look like a fraction, just write it as 40 over 1. 3 times 40 is 120, 10 ones are 10, 120 divided by 10 equals 12, and that's the answer. Number 2, 75% of 80. So 75% is 75 over 100. If we divide top and bottom by 25, we get 3 over 4. Excuse me. And that's the simplest fraction. So 3 over 4 times 80 over 1. 3 times 80 is 240. 4 ones are 4. 4 divided into 240 is 60. Number 3. 80% of 140. 80% is 80 over 100, which is 4 over 5. Of course, you divide top and bottom by 20. So 4 over 5 times 140 over 1. 4 times 140 is 560. 5 ones are 5. 5 divided into 560 goes 112 times. Now this one's a little bit tricky because it's got a fraction in the percentage, but you apply the same rules. 2.5% of 120, we know that 2.5% is 2.5 over 100. If we multiply top and bottom by 2, that gives us whole numbers for the numerator and the denominator. So 2 times 2.5 is 5, 2 times 100 is 200. If you divide top and bottom by 5, you get 1 over 40. So in other words, 2.5% is 1 over 40. Now, we have 1 over 40 times 120 over 1, because that was the original sum. 1 times 120 is 120. 40 times 1 is 40. 40 divided into 120 is 3, so it goes 3 times. 37.5% of 48. 37.5% is 37.5 over 100. Multiply top and bottom by 2. That gives us 75 over 200. Divide top and bottom by 25. That gives us 3 over 8. So there we are. So 37.5% is actually 3 over 8. So it's 3 over 8 times 48 over 1. 3 times 48 is 144. 8 ones are 8. 144 divided by 8 is 18. So 37.5% of 48 is 18. So this video has given us a number of examples where we've been able to follow some rules to find the percentage of a given quantity.